Hey everybody, I'm Sara Wiseman. Today we're talking about, are you paying attention? And here's the teaching. Commit to the practice of paying exquisite attention to how the universe communicates to you as soul in human container. This is the path of learning how to speak the language of the universe. We of the other realms understand many different levels of universal language, but this way that the universe communicates to you as soul in human body right now, in your culture, in your time, this understanding is available to you. Just like any language or skill, you must study it. Just as with any course of study, you must eliminate distractions and apply the full force of your focus to your understanding. Are you paying attention? I have done many thousands of readings for people and worked with lots of people in different ways. And it's always kind of shocking to me when, usually in the reading, I'll usually have meditated on the person beforehand, and then I will provide to them what I've received either as a vision or as some kind of a channeled message that I've already written down. And I'll provide that to them, and they'll be like, oh, that makes total sense, And then we'll sort of go into that a little bit deeper, and I'll say, well, what have you been noticing? What have you noticed in your meditations, or what have you noticed in your prayers, or what have you been seeing in synchronicities that might have happened, that's like odd things that might have happened that surprised you, or what kind of events have been happening in your life. And a lot of time, obviously there's people that are paying attention, but a lot of times nobody's paying attention. They're not doing any kind of meditative practice, so they're creating direct connection. They're not doing any kind of prayer or spiritual ritual whatsoever to help open this up. They see synchronicities come in, but they don't pay attention at all. They just think, oh, that's weird. They're going to the house of a person that they really, really can't stand and really would like to break the friendship with, and then they get a flat tire on the way. Like, that's a direct synchronicity and a direct message, and they're like, oh yeah, that just happened, whatever. They don't connect. They're not paying attention and connecting these never random, never circumstantial events. And then the bigger events in a life, when things are really, really stuck, that usually means the universe is slowing you down or blocking you from the direction you were trying to force your way through. Or when things are really easy, that usually means the universe is inviting you to go on this journey of flow and ease and effortlessness, and people are like, no, I have to do it this way, the hard way. So this idea of paying attention to what's happening and using all of the ways, both third eye, I'm just saying third eye, this includes third ear, it includes all the ways we use psychic development or intuitive reading to gather information, including direct connection with the guides, to ask them. Like, we don't have to, it's not cryptic. You don't have to sit there guessing, like, what did this sign mean, or what did this mean? You just go into meditation. You go and ask your guides. If you don't know how to do this, just go into meditation and say, guides, here's my question, and then wait for what happens. So there's that whole aspect of entering in to ask. And then the next piece of expanding out and noticing what is happening, like noticing what is actually happening. So, for example, it's very interesting, like right now, we're in this big cold snap. Where I am in Portland, Oregon, There's icy snow everywhere. The city's shut down. Many other, I think I read 79% of the US has below freezing temperatures. So like we're in a shutdown phase, like as a collective. Why? It's very interesting. We may not know if this is for a larger collective reason, such as political or something else. We may not know, or COVID related, we don't know. We may not know if this is a personal thing, or it most likely it's probably both. But anytime we see this sort of slowing down, preventing us from doing all the things we thought we should do, preventing us from our to-do list, preventing us from our obligations, it's a chance to look at what it is we're actually doing and how we're spending our time. I find it interesting too, I guess this is a little segue off, but after so much experience with COVID for so many of us, learning how to stay apart, kind of have to amuse ourselves without the usual outer distractions. We learned this pretty well over the last couple years, and a lot of you guys who are introverts like loved it. You're like, please bring me more of that. And so this particular week is very similar. It's like we can't go out. We can't, it's like, so again, the universe bringing us back to, okay, let's have this internal view. And what's that going to reveal? Like, don't fight and rail and be discouraged about this time, this slowed down time. And also don't waste and fritter being on social media or whatever it is. Use this time as, for many of you, spiritual practice, spiritual ritual, working in your journal, being in connection with the guides, just sleeping, resting, slowing down. Like, use what is happening and be in flow with that rather than fighting and thinking you should be doing something else. So this bigger idea, are you paying attention? You know that you can go in and ask your guides at any time. You can just do this. You just close your eyes, you relax, you pour your heart out with all your questions, and then you just wait until something arrives. You know that everything is happening, whether it's synchronicities or these larger trends that are happening. All of this is helping you to understand where things are right now and where this path of ease and flow is that you're being asked to follow. We'll talk more about this another time. Thank you for listening.